Let's figure that out.
What's going on? It's Dapper Don, and I'm excited to welcome you all back to What's Going On Extras. So, when I did my Creepy Man episode and said, send in your Creepy Man stories, apparently some of you thought that my show doesn't show on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. So you thought that you could just send it to me late. Well, fortunately for you, you're lucky. You're lucky that I'm so kind as to provide extra content. But this is the last one. This is the last one. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not talking about it anymore. If I tell you to send me something, just send it to me. But anyways, we do have a guest with us today to share her story. Her name is Piper. Introduce yourself, Piper.
Hello. I got to be there for that tantrum.
All right, go on and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. I'm talking about myself. That would be I am a criminal justice major with a psychology minor. I grew up in the field of criminal justice and as well as in the field of psychology. I plan to become a criminal analyst is my end goal. So I guess that's a little debriefing on myself.
All right. And now you said that you had a creepy man story revolving an ex, yes?
As all women do, I do have a creepy ex. I will not be saying names for the sake of legal reasons.
Please do not.
Well, don't tempt me.
You'll not want to say names on this show. I'm just saying.
It's fine. Both his first and last names are some of the most common ones in this world, in this country.
John Smith. Fucking.
One of them.
One of
them. You were half right. Yeah. So I guess to get started on this, we met back in like junior high, maybe second year of junior high. We were friends for a really long time. He was always kind of creepy. I mean, he's pale white, for lack of a better term. He kind of looked like a school shooter. So hoodie, very skinny, like no muscles on his bones.
Oh no.
No, and he would work out aggressively. He looked like he gave the attitude as if I already broke up with him. You know, like the kind of guys who can bench 100 freaking pounds right after their girlfriend broke up. Yeah, he gave that pre-breakup.
Okay. So like what were some of the ways what was like the first kind of red flag or yellow flag you were kind of like, this guy's a little weird?
Oh, to pick. I'm probably gonna go with the time that he pointed to a railing in his house and said, "I tried to hang myself from that."
This is where I watched my parents die, Parappa. Okay. No. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to take this seriously. So, okay, that's weird. But how did you two end up like getting together? How did you two end up forming a relationship?
Well, we had known each other for years. You know how like you're friends with a girl or a guy back in like junior high and high school, and everybody assumes that you're just dating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were going through that for such a long time. We just decided to date.
Okay, so it's just kind of like might as well sort of thing.
Yeah, might as well. Basically, just get everybody off our backs.
Okay. And then so when you were dating, what were some things that he did that kind of violated boundaries, violated like kind of your principles, or like you're just like, what are you doing?
The lack of the acceptance of the word no.
He didn't like no, huh?
No, he did not like the word no. As many a gal I am sure knows the saying, no means no, but not to him.
So is this like what stuff that y'all would do, or is this diving into the bedroom activities?
In and out of bedroom.
Ah, okay. So like, what were some things that what would, like, if you said no, what would he do?
Outside of the bedroom or in the bedroom?
Both.
Outside of the bedroom, he'd probably complain about the fact that he gets me gifts, he gets me jewelry, therefore I owe him this. He uses the same logic in the bedroom as well, but he would be more persistent. He'd complain outside the bedroom, would whine and then get over it, but in the bedroom would keep pushing and pushing and pushing until he got what he wanted.
Ooh, great guy. Love that guy. Definitely don't think he deserves a punch in the the nads or something.
Oh, don't worry, I kicked him. He might have not taken the word no as an answer, but he certainly took a foot to the dick as a no.
That's what I'm talking about. Street justice. So yeah, no, that's a horrible story. But yeah, it's just like I wonder if he thought that he was too cool to hear no because of how you described him.
Mm-hmm.
He probably thought he was too cool to hear no, dude. Like I'm this super edgy, like I'll try to hang myself on the railing of stairs, which, by the way, it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, no, that railing he pointed to was broken.
That wouldn't have worked.
So he probably just pulled on it, but he wasn't cool in the school. He was for lack of a better term, he was considered a bully, edgy kid. Again, he really did truly embody the persona of a school shooter. So he would regularly get into fights, and this affected me outside of just my dating life. I had virtually no friends in high school because most guys would be scared to talk to me, and yeah, because he would get violent, and I for some reason have never been very good with talking with other girls. So
was he possessive?
Oh, very much so, but not. But I think he did have an ego on him. He was possessive, but he assumed that nobody would ever try anything. So he wasn't like constantly checking in, kind of possessive.
Okay, but he was just like if he did see it, he'd try to get violent about it.
Oh, he wouldn't try. He probably would.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So how did you end up getting out of that relationship?
So I'll go ahead and mention this. I had dated that guy for about 3 years.
Okay, 3 years.
So that actually closer to I broke with him on my senior year of high school. So we started dating freshman year and then broke up on my senior year. And so it all accumulated. So we were going on and off as all relationships by this point have reached. It's on and off, and eventually accumulated into a situation where I think I got so pissed off. Sorry, is that allowed to say?
Yeah, you can cuss. You can fuck, shit, piss, cunt, bitch, all the words.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I didn't know if this was a PG situation.
Not within the first 5 minutes, but all the words are allowed.
Okay, yeah, within the first 5. Got it. Okay, we're at the 6-minute mark. We're good. So sorry, I lost myself for a second.
And I was thinking too. I probably already cussed within the first 5 minutes, so even then, it's just like. But no, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I got myself off track. Anyway, I think I got so pissed. I don't know when this came to a climax, but basically, I think I got so pissed off with him, I finally broke up with him.
Okay.
Now, but again, we had been dating each other and had known each other. We had been dating for 3 years, but have known each other for close to 6.
Okay.
So by this point, our friend circles are less of circles in a circle. So we basically had no way of avoiding each other, which is like the worst kind of situation.
Because you were just forced to like have to interact with.
We were in high school. This isn't college. We can't.
You can't just ghost somebody.
Yeah, you can't ghost somebody because you would see them in the fucking hallway.
Oh god.
So in high school. So we broke up, but we would basically, we would try to be friends, was like the big thing. We tried to be friends so that we can try to maintain like a non-violent situation. But then the Dairy Queen incident came.
The Dairy Queen incident? What is this, the bite of 87?
Basically.
What did he do?
Okay, so in context, him and I would normally go out to like eat in places, and as you know, I can't have flour due to my celiac disease, so I'm very limited in fast food options.
Yes.
So, and we went. Sorry, English here. We originally decided not to eat at Culver's, but then last minute, my brother wanted to go eat at Dairy Queen. Now, the only reason my brother had a say in this is because I was going to meet up with my boyfriend at the time, ex now, and didn't feel comfortable. So I went over to my brother and showed him my phone, which for reference, he's like 2 or 3 years younger than me.
Right.
And I showed it, and I'm like, I really don't want to go to this. I'm basically just blowing off steam to complain. And he basically said, yeah, I don't like him either. Let's just go ride together. Because originally my ex was going to pick me up. And
okay.
And I still have PTSD to this day because of this. His car. Now, it's not anything wrong with the car, but it's the model of the car itself. You know those cars that have seats in the back, but they don't have doors to the back. So you only have the front 2 doors. So somebody has to manually let you out. So if you get put in those back seats of that car,
you're just trapped.
You are very much trapped. That is the kidnapper's vehicle.
Oh.
And that was the car he drove. He wanted to pick me up in that car, and he normally makes me ride in the back.
So that he has you trapped.
Basically,
and he could basically just kind of do whatever you want with.
Basically. Oh. This is like before Life 360 and stuff like that. Like,
yeah. Okay.
So yeah, no. He very much could have just taken me and done whatever the hell he wanted. So yeah, I to this day don't feel safe around those types of sports cars. Like
no, understandable, and I am terribly sorry that happened to you because Boy, I can only imagine, because especially if he seemed like the type of guy that wanted to like have power over you, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he lifted, he worked out. Again, he wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah. No, that would have been too much, because the minute he decided he wanted to do something, where were you gonna go?
Exactly.
So yeah. But yeah. So you finally get pissed off with him, and what kind of transpired? What kind of happened after?
So building up to the Dairy Queen incident. The Dairy Queen incident. Me and my brother, and I decided last minute I'm gonna drive myself, because by this point I'm a third year in high school and I can drive. Thank God.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, thank fuck. My brother, thank God for him. Now, I don't normally like my younger brother. This is the moment that I genuinely appreciate him. So he decided to come with me, because he's like, I don't want you being alone with this guy.
Right.
Thank you. So we both tell Dad goodbye. I take him with me. Besides, I would get this free ice cream on his part. Why fuck would he say no? So we head over to Dairy Queen, and we're over there getting. And so I go in there. We beat my ex there. So I sat down. We ordered our ice cream, and we're sitting over there enjoying our freaking blizzards or whatever they're called.
Right.
And my brother's just absolutely ripping into a burger. I had no idea he was starving so much. That's a funny little thing to say. So, and we're sitting down, we're waiting, I'm checking my phone, and then my ex just comes storming the fuck in, which is so weird to see, because it's like Dairy Queen doors, like they kind of they open and close really slowly.
So he was like trying to do the saloon burst in cowboy thing. He just came in. Do. Oh, excuse me. Do.
And the place is like dead empty.
Oh
but
my
no,
God.
it was like with the fucking Dairy Queen door, like those the establishment doors. They don't swing open because the glass would break if people do that. So it was so fucking dramatic, and again, he's like an edgy teenage boy. So it is all the irony, all the pizzazz. So he's coming in there, and he looks at me with his face red. He is pissed off. Like, you already got ice cream without me?
Oh my God.
We are friends, not partners anymore. And I'm like, yeah, my brother was hungry. He's like, why is he here? And I'm like, because free ice cream on his part.
Oh my God.
Because I said he wanted to come, and he decided just to storm over, sit in our little booth, and just sat there twiddling his thumbs, just looked at me, just dead.
He was just pissed.
Yeah, pissed, and just made.
He had a whole attitude.
He did have a whole attitude. He expected something out of this.
He expected y'all to get back together. Pretty
much, yeah.
Oh my God.
And I probably should have not done this at the time, but I was sitting there with my Dairy Queen Blizzard, just munching on it. Now act like you're angry real quick. And then I'm just sitting there eating a Blizzard, kind of nodding, because again, he had threatened. Now by this point,
you got ice cream without me.
Exactly. It's giving early 2015 email.
Oh my God.
So, but man, I really hope he never hears this. He will have my ass.
If he does, I got your back.
Well, I'll also tell you how this was supposed to end. But basically, he got really, really pissy. So he got up, went to go grab some ice cream, then came back, and then just went on this tangent. No, I don't remember everything he said, because I was zoning most of it out. Because again, I've been dating this guy for 3 years. I'm used to his threats. I'm used to his insults. I'm used to his complaining. Okay. It is just background noise.
Right.
Until he says the words, "I'm going to kill you both and bury your bodies where your parents will never find them."
Oh shit.
Word for fucking word.
And he was completely serious with
it. Fucking dead serious. Looked me in the eyes. Fucking, like, the little plastic fork in his hand shattered by this point.
So, I guess my question is, like, how did you get away from him? Because I know he would have tried to stalk you or something like that.
So by that point, my brother, because he's not used to what my ex was saying, had already contacted our father. And for context, my father is a state police trooper.
Big, gruff police officer, right?
Yeah, I am very much his baby girl. And this man not only threatened to kill me, but my brothers. That is both of his children.
Which is unacceptable, period. Just period. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. So Father Bear came in his fucking cop car.
Yes.
And parked in the Dairy Queen It was funny. He went partly in uniform too. He came in uniform, put on his outfit, came in his cop car, busted through, because he had the actual strength to open up those Dairy Queen doors.
Oh, so he could open up the Dairy Queen doors.
Yeah, he got his dramatic moment, and he just looked at my ex and looked at me and my brother, pointed outside. We were like, grabbed our ice cream and just walked the fuck out of there.
Yeah, dads, when they get that mad, they don't talk. There's no talking.
There is no such thing as talking. My brother and I went back to my car. We just sat in that parking lot waiting, twiddling our thumbs, because we didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. 15. Me and my brother looking at each other, and he just takes one big. It was so funny. He just did that with his fucking ice cream. Like, he literally picked up a nice scoop of it and then just shoveled it into his mouth while making eye contact. I think
just like you guys just looking at each other like our dad is.
We're sitting there in silence.
Our dad is gonna go Batman on this Joker, man. He's gonna.
He went Dark Knight on him. But no, so we can't, because there's so many freaking windows, we couldn't fully see inside from the parking lot, but we could see my dad in his uniform
towering over this guy.
Absolutely. So 15-ish minutes later, my dad comes out of the car and I roll down my window. I'm like, so? He's like, he's not gonna talk to you again.
That was...
and he said, if he does, tell me and we're gonna get a restraining order.
Okay. So I'm guessing your dad might not have screamed at him, but his presence was enough.
I'm going to assume that I don't know this for a fact, so I may be completely wrong, but my ex, after threatening me, I don't believe there's any, like, verbal evidence. So
right.
It's a she said, he said situation.
Right.
Except for the fact that I think the reason my father could justify the restraint order is because he threatened to kill my father. Or threatened to kill me in front of my father, in front of a police officer.
Which a police officer's word would, kind of be taken a little bit more seriously.
So now he's there to witness the threat.
Yes.
Which would make it more credible, which makes him believe it was far more justifiable to get a restraining order. It's not just, shitty exes, this is somebody who actually is willing to harm somebody.
And you may also consider that the restraining order, considering that he could enforce the restraining order.
Exactly.
He's like, basically... if this punk gives me a reason to pin him to the ground and put handcuffs on him,
I'll take it.
I will take it. That was his way of saying that.
Again, sometimes it's not the best to be married to a police officer, but golly gee willikers, is it the greatest fucking thing in the world to be the daughter or son of a police officer.
Oh, absolutely.
The daughter especially.
Because that's the baby girl.
That is the baby girl. That is his little princess.
Well, I do thank you for being able to be vulnerable and share your story. I will ask, did you want to be like tagged or any at all?
I don't have social media.
Okay.
This is the only time people will hear me.
All right, fair enough. But anyways, we are going to look at one more story. And since the shocking nature of your story kind of opened us up, then this next story shouldn't be too much of a difficult transition. But boy, is it a story.
Absolutely, and I am happy to give my commentary.
So give me 1 second and while I find it, because it got buried in text. There we go.
Oh boy. So
this is from somebody who works at Denny's. I don't know if you know this person, but yeah, it's a Denny's creepy story.
Oh, that's the best kind.
So I'm gonna read it, and then we're gonna, if you have any reactions, just feel free to stop me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I get a lot of prank calls at work. I work the night shift from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Once a month, I get some guy on the phone who at first claims to want to order something to go, but instead starts to ask personal questions, call me sweetie, then asks for me to stay on the line while he yaks off.
Yaks off as in like...
putting for birdie. Trying to turn on the faucet. Trying to find out if the water did go down the spout. That type of thing.
Oh, yeah, fishing for crawdads. My favorite one.
Which at this point I was used to. But this time, the call was different, and I couldn't tell if it was the same guy or not. I had a coworker with me who was 19, a year younger than me. I answered the phone first. I'm partially deaf, and the guy was very muffled, so I didn't understand at first, but the guy told me to stay on the line or else. I hung up because it was a prank call. He calls again. I pick up, even though I had a feeling it was the same guy. And it was, of course, this time I understand a bit more, and what he says, stay on the line while I do this, or I'll keep R-wording my little sister. I instantly hang up. Because my logic is he keeps calling back, so it's clearly not real. But he calls again, and my coworker answers. He keeps telling her creepy things about how he's going to take his sister's panties off and disturbing things. She thinks it's real, so while she's on the phone, I go outside and dial 911. They send someone from dispatch, and we talk to the officer. He called a total of 7 times, and it didn't sound like anyone else was there because she could only hear him jacking himself off. It was also a private number, so the police couldn't do anything about it since it was a home phone and not a cell phone. I'm still thinking back to it now, even though I'm fairly confident it was just a man with a sick fantasy. It grosses me out. So, yeah, that's why I said the shocking nature of this story.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like there's a lot of unsettling characters out here.
Mhm.
And one of the things we discussed in the episode proper was safety tips for women.
Mhm.
And, Allison kind of enlightened us on some safety tips. I kind of went in on some things. But you being a criminal justice major, what would you say are some good safety tips for women? Because there are a lot of guys like this, what you've had to deal with, and then even just people on the street. I mean, the classic scenario of, like I said, the gas pump, woman just calmly pumping her gas, and some guy tries to approach her in a while she can't escape. That's comedic, but it's true.
It's comedic. It's ironic.
Yes, but yeah, what would be some safety tips?
Some common safety tips is I will mention this: the likelihood, and I'll bring up the kidnapping statistics real quick. The likelihood of someone getting kidnapped is significantly low. Now, if you're in the U.S. and you're close to the Mexican border, it's significantly higher. But if you're in like places like California, Indiana, Wisconsin, Idaho, you're fine. For the most part, the likelihood is significantly lower. But the likelihood of being sexually assaulted or raped is significantly higher in those kinds of states than it is closer down towards Texas, which is weird, but to each their own, I guess. I'm sure we already mentioned, keep a taser, know how to hold your keys in your fingers, and keep them in between, but don't, it's whatever. I'm sure you can look up images online, so I won't try to go to that in detail here, but I will bring up this. If you do decide to wear earbuds, only wear one, keep the volume low, and don't turn on noise canceling.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Keep your head on a swivel, but don't keep your head on too much of a swivel, because if you look nervous, if you look like you don't belong in the location, it does bring attention to you. And especially if you're in an area like, for lack of a better term, the hood, it will draw a lot of attention.
And you do this too. You don't let them know you're doing it, but keep your eye on possible exits.
Yeah.
There's a way you can do that without people knowing that you're doing that.
Yeah, never enter an alley, which is an obvious thing. Never enter a location with only one entrance and exit.
Yes.
Because you will get cornered. That is probably the most likely place anybody and everybody will get cornered.
Yes. And for the fellas, because I know that some of y'all go through this too, the safety tips also apply. And also, y'all complain about like not being able to approach women, but these stories, the stories read in my last episode, and all of this stuff is why women are so afraid of men. So it's like you have to understand that when you're approaching any woman, you are not so charming that it's going to overcome her fight or flight. So please observe the correct conditions when approaching women. But anywho.
But no, you're 100% right. On average, a man is like 3 to 4, sometimes even 5 inches taller than a woman. And by a biological standpoint, men are significantly stronger than women. Because I mean, during puberty, you know how you got that all of a sudden amazing strength during puberty?
Yes.
Women have something similar, but not to that degree.
No.
In your base strength is much stronger, and it's a lot of biological factors that I won't get into.
Yeah, and women have been forced to evolve to have to be more mature to that, more wise to like even slight fluctuations in the vibe, because if the vibes are rancid, then somebody's in trouble.
It's not something we evolved. A lot of those abilities, men and women have a lot of like different biological traits. Women by nature are a lot more mentally social. We rely a lot more on others and a more personal connection, because we would normally in a group we would normally live in like a smaller group, and as a group we would take care of the children. Now this is going way back then, but from a biological and psychological standpoint, we think very randomly.
I'm gonna have to edit that out. Shit. You know what? Fuck it. I'll leave it in.
Fuck it. Alarms. We're gonna get her.
Fuck it, because I'm gonna have to search through the vid. No, I'm just gonna cut it off because it's supposed to be like a live stream anyways. So it's whatever.
It's whatever. Anyway, that only means we have to get all the hell out of here sooner. Anyway, fuck, where was I? Oh, security. Yeah, sorry, that completely got me off track. So basically, it's so don't put yourself into places where you think you can get cornered. Preferably don't walk alone. If you have to absolutely walk alone, try to maintain a steady pace. Try to keep your head forward, but kind of keep your eyes on a swivel. Keep in mind you have reflective surfaces like your phone. Yes. I can see behind me with my phone turned like a rear view mirror. Always have a kind of a weapon on you, and when and pepper spray, that's a big thing. If you are going to use pepper spray, that is fine, but try it on yourself first. And I mention this for a very specific reason, because there is a solid chance it could be used against you. And if you're not able to maintain or understand how pepper spray works, you become an even bigger risk. Let's say this is pepper spray, so I'm using a knife right now. Act as if you're going to try to spray me with it.
Yeah. Oh, that could really. So what she just did was she performed a move where she very quickly disarmed the pepper spray,
tilted it upside down, and faced it right back at you.
Yep.
Of which I was able to slide out of the side.
And creeps. A lot of creeps know how to fight.
Yeah. So if it does get used on you, you need to be able to know how it works and be prepared. And there's plenty of types of pepper spray that if it gets on your hands, it will stick. And it trust me, it's a whole shit show. There's a whole bunch of research when you look into something like this. But if you're going to use a weapon, learn how to use it properly, know how it works. And if it's pepper spray or tasers, which if you're going to use a taser, please use the bathroom first before trying that taser. As someone who's done tasers before,
because it'll make you shit your pants
or piss yourself. Yeah, and besides, even if you fall on the ground, let's say you have a bad reaction, and you're on the ground, you do not want to have the EMTs come in there with you, literally relieving yourself. You will literally
you'll just void everything because
your body goes into shock. So you need to know how it feels. So that they do the same thing for prisons and officers.
No, that's not saying that if you're carrying a knife,
don't stab yourself.
Don't stab yourself. If you got brass knuckles, don't hit a 1-2 punch on yourself. Just like
I don't think brass knuckles are legal in like the U.S.
Oh, well then I know some people who are in trouble. Anyways.
Could I think of anything else? I had something beforehand. Gosh, now I can't remember. I'm sure I'll remember the moment we're done with this. It's just a lot of base security. It's combat. Know how basic combat. Now, the likelihood of me being able to throw a punch that could knock you to the ground is next to nothing. But it's knowing how to use your smaller size and speed against. Now, this is primarily for women, or I guess shorter men, or kings, I guess. It's a lot of just knowing how to use your body in a specific way. So if you're going to have to walk alone, please do not walk in heels. I know I like the aesthetic, but if you have to take those things off, there's going to be glass on the ground.
Yep. And then you'll end up stepping in a heroin needle, and now you've got HIV in addition to running from a creep. So, it's fine. It's fine. But you just thank you for the safety tips.
Oh,
and because I know that we went into some last episode, but I really just wanted to kind of hone in on that because, and again, fellas, like I said, having to deal with shit like this is why most women are scared of most men.
Oh, I do have one thing I want to do before we leave. This is what I was thinking of. And this is a lesson I learned from my ex.
Yes.
If your friend says he's bad news, maybe look into the red flags.
Yes.
Yeah, I was warned about that for years, and I would defend my ex every single time. Every time someone had something to say negative about him, I would defend him without reason, without the single thought in my mind. If you get constant complaints about the same features,
that may be an argument you want to consider.
Yeah. And that's a massive thing for guys and gals out here who are dating some maybe not so good people, but the people they don't realize.
So so keep exactly. So just make sure that you are being aware physically, mentally, spiritually. Don't let nobody worm their way. No. But also, and this is something I have to say because my podcast, I have to have it kind of be center guided.
Yeah.
Like, don't close yourself off. be mindful. Don't close yourself off. You don't want to overcorrect and then isolate yourself. Yeah. So be mindful. Follow the safety tips provided to you. Don't close yourself off. But anyways, that is all we have for you today. Next time I post a goddamn episode, if the stories aren't in by the Wednesday, we will have problems. But other than that, it went great. And again, make sure you come back next Wednesday for an all new episode. Yeah. See ya.
Thank you for listening.